In the heart of West Africa lies Nigeria, a nation of vibrant culture, rich biodiversity, and resilient people. Yet, Nigeria faces a triple threat of climate change, biodiversity loss, and the mounting menace of plastic waste. This is a story of a nation's journey to live sustainably, harmonizing human activity with nature's rhythms. Every year, millions of plastic bottles and other waste products are discarded, polluting our land and water. The consequences are dire, from poisoned wildlife to exacerbated climate change. Yet, amid this crisis, hope emerges through collective action and innovative solutions.
The plastic bottle has come to stay. This came to replace the glass bottle, and to the producer it's cheaper for them and easy to carry about. Is in fact most people prefer it because once you finish drinking, you can go with it, and like wherever you be carrying the bottle. But the key thing is, how do we prevent this from getting to the environment? And that's why we are promoting what we call community recycling center, whereby every single household will be able to separate the bottle. Every organization, everywhere the bottle is being used, they separate it, and not just separating but getting reward back in return. So It's just like you are trying to give incentive to people. Once you use the bottle, don't let it cause damage to the environment, separate it, then bring it to a place like this and get cash back in return. The key thing with recycling is has to do with awareness. People need to know, just like within this community where we are operating now, in most cases when you talk of Adegunle, welcome to people's mind, oh Adegunle, oh, that place is low income, is dirty, but once you come here now, you see everybody now going around picking the plastic because there's an incentive attached to it. So once people know they can earn a little cash from it, then it will encourage people to separate, bring and get cash. So in this case, they are trying to promote recycling, whereby people start sorting from source, from household, because they know there is something attached, an incentive attached to it. In Lagos, we have what we call the Lagos Recycle, whereby the state government is trying to promote recycling to make sure every local government, every SCDA, every ward, that they have this collection center. And what they try to do as much as possible is to create what they call the purple bag. There's a bag the Lagos state government is giving to everybody just to encourage them on a larger scale. Because if you look at the volume of waste generated in Lagos every year, about 13,000 tons. But once people start recycling, that volume will reduce. I'm sure from 13,000 tons to reduce to like 8,000 to 9,000 tons.
We have individuals bringing PET bottles, canned and cartons, then pure water nylon as well in here. And then we have all these bowlers that bring in bunks for us in our hub here, Jeremy Obon. This is a jungle, and like you all know, bringing out PET bottles, picking them, making the environment clean, it gives them a head up of, oh, you can always pick and then you get paid immediately. So it's an encouragement for adults, for women, for children to do. So there's always a turnover for it. As soon as they bring, they get paid for it immediately. So we have a lot of turnovers. That's what amounts to what we are seeing on ground. You brought it in individual or you brought it in bulk, you have to scale it like I showed you there. There's a scale. Can I have a scale, please? There's a scale that shows the total. Please, can I have something to scale? Okay, there's a scale. Don't worry. There's a scale here that will show you the total kg of what we have. This is like 1 point something here. So once you bring it in as an individual, we have a record for you. We have a card. This is our card. We have a card that shows PET bottles, beverage can, pure water sachet, and a carton. So we record it according to the kgs that you bring in. After that, we pile it up for them. They sort it, remove the label, put aside the cover cap, switch 4 caps in colors, then we pack it in a jumbo bag, making sure they are ready to sell out to the manufacturers. Which, when is sorted, can be sorted as well to different colors. This will show you total kg of this. them according to colors, and afterward we make sure it's red, like those ones over there that are in a jumbo bag, and they are ready to move on. We are ready to sell them out to the companies that manufacture chairs and synthetic ribbon.
Recycling is at the forefront of Nigeria's strategy to combat plastic waste. Facilities like this one transform used PET bottles into valuable resources.
This is actually the starting point. This is clear bottle, this is light blue, this is also clear, but they are all unprocessed. Now, the process is the removal of this label, the cap and the ring. So all these are removed. And then there's also a sorting. There are some other bottles that are coming to the facility that are not these colors. We don't recycle them. There is green, there is brown, there is even some level of blacks and all that and all that. So let me have those ones. So, good. So some of this comes even together with the plastic when they are purchased. But mostly we ask the people who supply us, the off-takers, to supply us this type, but already processed. So, but sometimes these unrecycled ones, they have market, but the market is not that much. So they also come with the bottles, unsorted, unprocessed. But after this has been processed, after this one has been processed, then you have something like this. You can see the label here is removed. In some cases, the caps are not here. You can see these ones, the caps are not there. So this is what we bring to the feeding machine. When the feeding machine, what you saw initially was the process of loading it into the feeding machine. The already processed materials are fed into the loading machine. And once they are fed into the loading machine, the machine conveys, takes it into the crusher. It takes it into the crusher, and then the crusher crushes the PET bottles. And from after crushing it, then it moves into this machine, which is a conveyor machine or a conveyor belt or whatever you want to call it. Now, you also recorded this while it was in operation. It moves the already crushed materials from the crusher here to this tank. Now, what does this tank do? This tank is called the hot water boiler. It is a boiler. And in here, we have a burner. There's a burner here that produces fire. That produces fire, just like you put bread in the whatever. So that's the burner that produces fire. And the fire heat up the water in here. And the water in here also contains some detergents, some chemicals, which will further soften all the dirt that are already in the PET. Now that happens here, and then 2 things or 3 things also happen here. In here, in this boiler, hot water boiler, there's also a separation of the caps. You saw some bottles that still have caps. So the caps and the labels sometimes, and then the ring are also removed from here. And then you have the clean PET bottles that is required. Now, from this tank, which is the hot water, then the material moved through this conveyor belt again. This is another conveyor belt. The material moves from this and then it picks it and drops it in here. This is high friction machine. This is high friction machine. In some cases, it is also called scrubbers. In here, it is like when you have soaked your cloth. What happens in the hot water boiler is when you soak a very highly dirty cloth, and then here the cloth that is so soaked comes in here as to scrub. So here is high friction machine, and then the scrubber. It's called scrubber. It scrubs the PET bottles, the flakes already crushed, and then as it is scrubbing it, water is also introduced from up. There are 2 sources of water. So other water is recycled, but then we can also use clean water. Then from here, it moves from here into this machine. This is the rinsing machine. Now, what happens is that the material that has been scrubbed and washed better moves from here and is dropped into this rinsing machine. From this rinsing machine, the detergent, the chemicals, and everything that were used in cleaning the PET flakes comes in here, and then they are rinsed. It's like when you wash your clothes with soap, and then you take it into a clear water to rinse it before you can take it to the dryer where you dry it, or where it is spread in the sun. So from this machine also, of course, two things also happen in this machine. The PET flakes is cleaned with water, clean water. This is the source of the water here. Now, there are flaps here. I hope you can get this. There are flaps here. These flaps, what it does is that the remnants of the PET flake, of the level, what's it called now? The caps and the rings, which are PE, polyethylene, the caps on the, because of course, PET bottles contain about 3 types of plastic. There's a polyethylene, there's a PET, which is the one that we recycle, and then there's PVC. So the remnants that are not collected in the hot water boiler are collected through these flaps. If it's working now, if they on it, you see the flaps turning on top of the water. It collects the rings and the caps and the remnant of the PVC. This is what we call impurity separator. The impurity separator, what it does is that it also collects the impurity. And what do we call impurity? It is impurity to the PET flakes that we want to use, that we want to sell. But it is not waste, because waste is not a waste unless you waste it. So the impurity, the so-called impurity, is collected here and brought here. Here we used to have like a drum-like plastic where the impurity is collected. And then when it is collected, I show you, before I come to the impurities are here. But the PET flakes, already cleaned PET flakes, also come through this conveyor machine. Now this conveyor machine brings the clean, already rinsed PET flakes and drop it into this high dryer. This is the high dryer, the next machine. In having a complete PET flakes recycling machine, there are almost about 12, 15, even up to 20 different machines that are involved. So it drops it here. This is high dryer machine. Now, the high dryer machine dries the PET flakes, and then you have like this. This is already clean PET flakes that you have in here, ready for the market. Depending on the off-taker, then this is what comes out from the high dryer. What the silo does is for storage before filling it into the bag. Now, the hot air blows the PET flakes to dry it the more. And then it comes into the upper part of the silo. And then once it is filled up, we have our jumbo bag and the trolley under. And then what we do is when I open it, you see some PET already coming out. You can see some are dropping. You can see there. So you just open it. When you open it, already there is a bag under, and then you fill it up. Once you fill it up, then the bag is ready for the market. But like I said, it's not impurity, but it is not needed in the PET flakes. This is what we call impurity. That we call impurity separator. We collect this. This is a mixture of the caps and the label. I'm sorry, the caps and the ring. The labels are already taken out. Now, these are used in further production of all manners of plastic. Jerry can, even the plastic that we use, even chairs. So they use them so it is not a waste. So that's what, but to us that we produce PET flakes, like I showed you, it is impurity, but it is not waste. So we also have off-takers that buys this. That's what we have here, we have there, and we are still storing so many that we have.
Innovators across Nigeria are finding creative ways to reuse plastic. From fashion to construction, recycled materials are given new life.
we convert these wastes that we get into beautiful eco-friendly products, and we also empower people with the skills that we have, because we believe that we don't just want to create these products and just be creating them, but we also want to create opportunity around it. Our process is actually in 5 simple steps. So the first step is sourcing for these raw materials, the waste. We call them raw materials because that is what we use to create this product that we do. We have about 2 collection points for now. We already told them that they know what we do, and so they collect those waste for us, like a collection point where we just go there and pick up those waste, because individuals cannot be coming to our location here, and if we really want to make this impact the way we want to do it, we need to really reach so many places, and for us to do that, we need to get collection places in different locations, whereby to be closer to people that wants to bring those waste to us, different ways that will collect our waste. And some people, we pay them for the collection, like bringing their waste to us. So please don't throw this thing away. If it's possible for you to just get something for it, pack it together for us, bring it. We will just give you a token for it.
Community engagement and education are crucial. Initiatives like these empower citizens to take action and promote sustainable practices.
My name is Blessing Akpasom. I'm a volunteer with Subsidy Vibe. So we came out today to lend our support to encourage people about the essence of good environment. It won't make sense where we have everywhere littered all around and we keep blaming the government. It begins with us when we keep our environment. So it only gets better when we educate ourselves more and more and educate the people around us to also do better.
My name is Abani Wanda Titilayo. I'm the Lagos Community Manager of Subsidy Vibe. I'm so excited to be out this afternoon for Subsidy Vibe Street Conference 2024 in partnership with UPS. And why am I here today? I'm here to preach the advocacy for climate actions and climate change. When we look at our environment, Lagos particularly, we see that millions of people, young people like myself, are seeing the effect and the adverse of climate change. And that's why I came out this afternoon to not just talk the talk, but also to walk the talk. Now, we have an advocacy team talking to people about the essence of their actions, what they can do differently, and how to also recycle their plastic.
So many people are not drawn to, oh, we want to keep our environment clean. They are usually sensitized towards making a profit from it. So now using that as an incentive for them that you can make money off this thing, and in turn you can also keep your environment clean, will boost people and encourage them that, oh, let's keep all of this stuff because we are going to make money off it. And then in turn they are going to be keeping the environment clean. So that's one of the things that made me come out today. And I also have family here around Bariga, and whatever affects them environmentally is going to affect my family, also affecting me indirectly.
We really appreciate the effort of the Subsidy Vibes and the CC Action Lab, because for them coming to our community, it will have a great impact, a significant one, in the sense that most of our market men and women that are not being privy to so many informations about this environmental hazard will be more enlightened about it. They will be more enlightened since the two days in for the cleaning up and the advocacy aspect of it. So the advocacy aspect of it will make them to be acquainted with so many information at which they don't know before.
My name is Suliat Oguns, the Senior Special Assistant to the Chairman Bariga LCDA on Environmental Health. And we are out here today with Subsidy Vibes and CCC Action Lab at Bariga community, specifically Odoengo CDA, for a cleanup in celebration of the World Earth Day. Bariga CDA as a whole has been trying our best to involve all NGOs, welcome all CDAs, and provide intervention to communities that we feel are ready to pick up this task. Because we understand that all levels of government, starting from the state, local government, and those are the grassroots, the CDAs and people around the community need to take community cleanliness and healthiness as a major factor for us to get an effective cleaner and healthier barriga that we actually open.
Government policies play a pivotal role in shaping sustainable futures. Support for recycling infrastructure and incentives for businesses to adopt green practices are essential.
Improper management of PET in Brazil can get to Lagos, can be Lagos problem. PET improper management in Nigeria can be a problem in Ghana. So the problem of mismanagement of PET is transboundary. And that is why you have the global coalition, global agenda on plastic management. There's a global coalition. All right. So you cannot do it in isolation because this thing floats and drifts everywhere. All right. So that is an environmental issue. On the health hazard, if you burn BET during the open burning, okay, you have incomplete combustion and you have the release of dioxins and furans. And these are injurious to human health. So that is the health hazard. Well, the economic benefit is that when you give the right incentive, you create green jobs for people who will help to mop it up, and you remunerate them very well. Right now, what we are paying, we are underpaying those who are collecting. And we need to push. We need to jack it up. We need to show more commitment, and this has to come from those industries that are buying. But right now, I think, well, I'm a regulator, and I think we are going to look into instruments we can use to really coerce these vendors to make sure they pay those who are collecting appropriately. There are edible packaging that can be used. We have glass that can be used. We have paper. Huh?
We stop using glass.
Well, for economic reasons, because it's more expensive. It's more expensive to produce glass than to produce PET. Okay, the energy you consume is high, the cost you consume is high to produce glass, but to produce PET is a lot cheaper. All right, I think probably what you use in producing one bottle, you can produce from the same energy and cost, maybe up to about 100 PET bottles from one. So, and you move, so the manufacturer are able to move more products out on a cheaper scale than using glass. All right, so that is one area. And another area you can use, you can have water dispensing machines all over. All right, so that now that you have, and that can be an economic instrument also. Water manufacturers can put dispensing machines. So rather than for me to buy bottled water at 100 naira on the street, and if I have a dispensing machine, I can just pay 10 naira and still get the quantity of water. Then I will always go out from my house with bottle because I know I can always get a place to. The same water producers that are selling in bottles now. So if they have these dispensing machines, water dispensing machines all over, then it makes it a lot easier for people to manage the number of PET bottles you have on the streets. And I think this is an innovation that probably myself as a regulator will be looking into encouraging most of these manufacturers into gravitating into, to make it easier for our people to be able to get water, cold one, and to reduce the number of PET. And even it reduces the the cost of production for this our people. Well, we have to have a convergence of values and convergence of intent. For government, what is paramount for government is a clean environment. For manufacturers, what is paramount, what is important for them is to be able to make more money from little effort. All right, it's more economic. For government, is more of environment, and for the people, is more of a social. So when you look at the social, economic, and environment, that is a key component for sustainability. So we need to look at obligations. The government needs to look at obligations for the environment from the social angle and from the economic angle. Why the industries need to look at deliverables from government. What do they want from government and want from our people? And the people need to tell the government what they want from government and what they want from the industries. So if we need to have roundtable discussions around this area, we'll be able to aggregate our ideas and come up with a common agenda that will ensure sustainability. And what used to be a burden will now become an asset to us, and will now become a comfort. We'll achieve what we want to achieve economically. Our government will achieve what we want to achieve environmentally. And our people will achieve what they want to achieve socially. Water will be made available for them at a cheaper rate. And the industry will still make more water available at a higher cost. At a lower cost. So that they make more money while they are making water available for the people. So they maintain the market and respond to the market needs. All right. So it's all about galvanizing ideas and sitting down to put expectations and deliverables on the table and getting everything collapsed.
Waste workers and collectors are the unsung heroes in this fight against plastic pollution. Their efforts ensure that plastic waste is managed and recycled effectively.
I'm that. And then I work here.
Every day, I see the impact of plastic waste firsthand. It's a tough job, but it's also rewarding. By collecting and sorting these bottles, we're not just cleaning up our environment, we're giving these materials a second life and helping to reduce the overall waste.
They try.
Many things.
We take pride in transforming waste into something beautiful and useful. It's a sustainable way to reduce plastic pollution and support local economies.
Feed the family.
Every day, I see the impact of plastic waste firsthand. It's a tough job, but it's also rewarding. By collecting and sorting these bottles, we're not just cleaning up our environment, we're giving these materials a second life and helping to reduce the overall waste. Many people don't realize the value of what they throw away. By gathering these plastics, we're turning waste into a resource. Our work helps protect wildlife, keep our neighborhoods clean, and create materials that can be reused in countless ways. It's important work, and we need everyone to understand and support it.
My name is Mrs. Bola Azan from Okwawa CDA. I'm bed bottle collector. We make our community clean. If we dey pick am and the pure water nylon, when we dey throw am, we pick am. If we dey pick am, so our environment go dey clean. The gutter sef, if rain fall, container no go block gutter. So we don pick everything wey go be dirty for that.
this business will allow the environment to meet, and also I believe this rain season, this year rain season, I believe all the old drainage will go free. Yes, with the system of this business they bring to us, with the takeaway that our government said that they should not use again the assignment. I believe any drainage that before people will call government that our drainage is blocked, you take a time.
Through the combined efforts of individuals, communities, innovators, and the government, Nigeria is charting a path towards a sustainable future. A future where humans live in harmony with nature, curbing climate change, preserving biodiversity, and reducing plastic waste. Join us in this journey. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can ensure that echoes of nature continue to resonate for generations to come.